I'm Alisha. I am the founder and designer maker of Thimble Doll, and I have a 6-year-old son. I started my business, Thimble Doll, because when my nieces were younger, they wanted dolls that looked like them, and they didn't want the hard-bodied plastic ones. They wanted something that was soft and something they could cuddle. Because I have a background in making, I've always been artsy crafty, always made things. I just thought, well, let me just see if I can give it a go and try and create something for each of them. And after a few little tries, it came out okay. So that's how it all started. After I decided I was going to make the two for my nieces, I kind of realised, well, if I found it this difficult to find dolls that represent my family, there obviously must be other people who have other skin tones that are having the same problem. And where I was working at the time, I was working in a playgroup in Crouch End, and every year we'd do a spring fair. And I'd taken the dolls, the two that I'd made, in and just to show my managers. Just be like, hey, look what I made. And one of my managers was like, why don't you give it a go at the spring fair? Like, make some more and just put them on the table and see how they go. So I was like, what, you think people would want to buy them? And she was like, well, yeah, why not? So I was like, well, okay, I'll give it a go. So I made some other little bits and purses and things like that, and tried it on the spring fair table, and they went really well. And also my nieces showed them to one of their friends, and then their friend's mum asked me, was like, oh, did you make it? I was like, well, yeah. And yeah, it just kind of happened by accident, really. Currently, I have 11 different skin tones to choose from for the dolls. When I first started way back in 2009, with the fabric that I was using, I could only find 4 different skin tones. But because of where I was working and because of obviously living in Camden, there's so many different mixes and so many different mixed families and mixed children that it just made sense to try and include everybody and just be as diverse as possible. The biggest challenges I have found with running my business since I started has been, well, not since I started, since I had my son, has been childcare and mum guilt. Mum guilt is a killer, and it will come along, and I was going to say something then, but maybe I won't. But it does, it kind of sneaks up on you. Sometimes it might be the smallest little thing. He might say something and that mum guilt will just be there, like, haha, you thought I'd gone, but I'm back. Yeah, it has been a struggle. That is one thing, that especially where I might have a lot of orders on and I've got to get it finished so that I can get to the post office, but he wants to play and I'm like, just 1 minute. And yeah, it's a lot. It's not the easiest thing to juggle. And he's 6, so he doesn't always understand, oh, I've got to get this done so that we can have some time to do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. Childcare, for a while, it was okay because I had 2 jobs and I was able to take him to work with me. Then that situation changed and I had to really juggle. But I'm quite lucky in that way because I do have quite a good support network that are local. So family I've been having to call on. But obviously they can't always help out every time I'm in need of childcare. So you just kind of, the juggle and the struggle is real. Be creative. So I realized through lockdown that I like to have a structure. I like a time to do things and routine. So what I've tried to do is write myself out a schedule. Don't always stick to it. I found it easier to block out that time when he's at school. I can try and do as much of my business, work for my business before I have to go and pick him up. And then from the time he's home till the time he's in bed, that is his time. And I try as hard as possible to not do anything work related during his after school, like pre-bedtime time, because the guilt, oh my God, he started the little things that he'd come out with, like, oh, I feel like you're not even, are you even watching me, Mum? Like if I sneaked a look at my phone, he's like, you're spending too much time on that Facebook. You're spending too much time on that Instagram. I'm like, no, I'm just looking at a message. And I'm like, what do you even know about Facebook or Instagram? He's like, well, you're looking at it on your phone. I was like, oh God, okay. So I'm trying to keep my phone down in that time, but it's really difficult, especially when there's notifications happening, or in the middle of I did a campaign thing in lockdown and I needed to be on my phone constantly, but it felt like it. And yeah, he would tell me off, and it would be like, oh, so I've got no one to play with. You don't want to play with me. Yes, I do want to play with you. Just give me 5 minutes. So yeah, the guilt comes up and it does kick you in the fanny, and it does kind of like pull you back into the reality of, okay, let's try and find a way to balance. And I try to keep my Saturdays clear. I try to do everything I can work-wise so that Saturdays are when we're spending quality time, because he's off with his dad on a Sunday. So Saturdays are the only full day that he actually gets time with me. So I try to make that decent time, even if I am doing housework in the same room as him. What do I do for self-care? What is self-care? If I'm lucky, I might carve out 15 minutes to do my nails. I mean, look at the state of them. I used to do my nails before I had my child. My nails would be every colour, different rainbows. That used to be my thing. I used to like doing my nails. Not going to the nail shop or anything, but being at home and taking the time to like paint my nails. At the moment, I don't do enough. I'm trying to build it into my schedule somehow. I used to read a lot. I don't really get time to read a lot. We do have a kitchen disco, me and Eli in the morning. Lockdown purchase, I did buy some disco lights. So yes, I do have the disco lights set up in the kitchen, and we will have the garage on and have a little rave every now and then. But yeah, something for myself on my own, I don't really do enough of that. So that is something that I'm trying to get better at. I think chilling with my son. We have a favourite movie, sing along, Sister Act 2, Sorry Neighbours, because when it comes on, the volume goes right up, and we do have a sing along karaoke to it, and he knows all of the words, word for word. But yeah, that would probably be, I would count that as my self-care, because it does cheer me up. Pass me that red wine, please. Beer or wine? It's definitely wine for me. All day long. And red wine. With rice and peas. What kind of question is this? AJ or Idris? Anthony Joshua or Idris? Definitely going to be Anthony Joshua. All day long. I like where you're going with this question. Sexual chocolate? Sex or chocolate? How is anybody supposed to choose? Give me chocolate. Favorite part on a man's body? His mind. His mind. If his mind is not there, then nothing else matters.